Name this lens here. Ocular lens. Name this lens.
Magnifying lens.
Sounds like two syllables. Okay. What are these? Oh, what? Objective lens. Okay, what you're looking at. Okay, this would be the body tube. This is the arm. This is the stage. This is the
Course adjustment knob.
course adjustment knob. If there were a lens underneath here, it would be lens. It would be what? There's a lens underneath there. The condenser. Okay. Okay. See, gave you the lens, the body tube, the arm, course adjustment knob. Okay. This down here would be the light source.
That sounds fancy.
Yes. Light source, condenser. Okay. This portion right here would be the
Rotator cuff.
revolving nose piece. So a revolving nose piece. Okay. All right. A formal statement incorporating your question and an answer in one thought. So a formal statement incorporating your question and an answer in one thought stated in such a way that you can test whether it is false or not is known as a hypothesis. Once an object is in focus with the lowest power, it should also be almost in focus with the higher power, and this is known as being parfocal, shooting bars, shooting same, parallel lines. Two organisms living in mutual benefit is known as
Mutualism.
mutualism. It's a bad question because it uses in the term, the definition of the term.
Don't change it though.
Blank feed on animals and are therefore secondary or tertiary consumers. Carnivores. Also, don't use this solely as your study. This is a review, and so I am not saying that the questions will strictly be from this, but this gives you a kind of a skeleton of what we've covered, and so it ought to be very beneficial, but I would definitely not limit your study to this, okay?
Are you going to put that in the portal?
Ma'am?
Are you going to put that?
No. All organisms which inhabit a given geographic area are referred to as
Ecosystem.
all organisms. Community. Blank is the state of two organisms living together and one is health and the other is unaffected.
That's probably symbiosis.
No, they're close. Symbiosis is what refers to all.
Commensalism
That word.
Commensalism
is the state of two organisms living together, one is health and the other is unaffected. Or commensalism or most marriages. Blank is the term used to denote non-living components of the environment.
Abiotic.
Abiotic. All millennium, no thousand years. All amusement, no thinking. Okay. When one organism is helped and the other is harmed, that is known as, I'm turning you in, parasitism. Blank organisms have the ability to carry on photosynthesis and to make food for themselves. They're plants, but what would be the term? These are organisms that have the ability to carry autotrophic. So auto, self, trophic nourishment. They produce their own nourishment. Blank is the term to denote that two different species are living together in a unique way, and Elsie's about to throw them off campus. It may be beneficial, neutral, or detrimental to one or the other species, and now I'm using
It's symbiosis.
Symbiosis. Retry. Okay. All organisms of the same species in which inhabit a given geographic area is known as population. So all the population of rabbits and the population of the squirrels all go down to the community coffee shop and they're all together. Blank feed directly on green plants and are termed blank. Herbivores, and they are termed
Secondary consumers? Church.
primary consumers, so they're eating on the first source of food there. Okay. Okay, I am, I'll try to do it this way. Well, one thing, what is this here? Stereotype. And so, the question is, what is the syndrome? And so you may not be able to see it from there, but there are two X's and a Y. Klinefelters. Okay, so we're looking at another karyotype, and the problem here is that
Trisomy 21.
trisomy, so I started to say, well, it's at number 21, but that would be trisomy 21, or what's another term? Down syndrome. Okay, here the problem is there's just one X chromosome, so this syndrome would be
Jacob?
Turner's. What is the sex? Female, genetic female. There's a piece torn off at number 5. And this is
Cat
cry or cry to chat. What is the normal number of chromosomes in a human body? 46. How many pairs of autosomes are there in a human cell? 22 autosomes. How many pairs of sex chromosomes are there in a human cell? 1. How many chromosomes are there in a human female egg? 23. An arrangement, and so that's, okay, I just showed you the picture, but the question is, an arrangement of an individual's chromosomes into numbered pairs according to their size, shape, and banding pattern is called. And I just asked you, what was the sex of the Turners, and so genetic female, excuse me. Nuclear division that results in nuclei receiving the same number of chromosomes as the parental nucleus is called mitosis. Same old. DNA is replicated in stage blank of blank. S stage of interphase.
What stage of what?
S stage of interphase. So there's G1S, G2 interphase, and then you go into the mitotic division. Blank is described as having the sister chromatids attached to the spindle, and the chromosomes are aligned at the equator of the spindle. Metaphase. Name, this is a whitefish blastula cell, and so name the stage. Anaphase. So you'll see the chromosomes pull toward the poles there. Stage. Metaphase, they're all lined up at the equator, so we just asked that question. The stage. Prophase. So you'll see the nuclear membrane, but during prophase, that nuclear membrane will be disintegrating. Okay, this will be hard for you to see here. This is of a plant cell, and so the stage would be, you can see it close, so tell them what it is and why.
Phase?
It starts with a T.
Telophase.
telophase, and so, it's a bone. So anyway, there is a division there, and the reason you know it's telophase is why, now that you know the answer. Okay. See, he's doing a ventriloquist and his mouth doesn't even move when he talks. But anyway, how you know it's a telophase is that you'll see a cell membrane being formed in between there. So when you see that cell membrane, then that's the telophase. Okay. Can't really see it there, but take a quick look at that. So I mentioned a moment ago, you saw the prophase one, but the nuclear membrane was intact. Here, you'll see the thickening into the chromosome material, thickening, but the nuclear membrane is gone, but it's still what phase?
Prophase.
Prophase, right. This stage would be untidy stage. Metaphase. So the complaint would be, but looks like their legs are hanging off. Well, it's kind of like if this would be the equator here, and yes, if you were all lined up on here, some of your legs and arms would be hanging off there, but the chromosomes are basically in the midline, so it would be metaphase. Okay. This is a cross-section of a plant root. To which flowering plant group does it belong? So I gave you a characteristic to remember on the root and on the stem. And so
either mono or dicot.
So it's going to be a monocot or a dicot. So which one is this? Monocotyledon there. So the dicotyledon.
Monkey face mono.
So this would be a cross section of a root of a dicotyledon. Okay. And so then the questions would be anatomically. I'm pointing here. I'm pointing to the red ring of cells across around there. There's a red ring, and so that row of cells is the what? The outside of our skin is the
And membranes.
our skin out there is the epidermis. This is a row of cells here, and it is the endodermis. I'm pointing to the spokes here, so that would be the what? So the spokes here. So the Michelin tire guy. The xylem. Okay, the tissue in between the spokes. Phloem. The area, the kind of the sacs in the middle there would be for storage of the plant. Pith. Pith. P-I-T-H. This is a cross section of a stem. So which flowering group does it belong to? Monocot, the monkey faces. So you see the monkey faces there. Okay. In the root tip of a eudicot, what is the name of the zone where cells are specialized to carry on a particular function? Zone maturation. In the root tip of a eudicot, what is the name of the zone where new cells are being produced? So what are the cells doing down there?
They're growing.
Well, okay, but soma cell division. So it's